Hey guys, it's Ricky. I just wanted to record this real quick and say we're kind of looking for ways to reformat the show a little bit. We've gotten some feedback from people and we're trying to find something that maybe helps us stand out a little bit from just being a regular gaming news thing. I mean, ultimately, our goal with this is just to talk about games. We love them. We play them all the time. We're really passionate and I love listening to the podcast and so does Johnny. And, you know, you always feel like, oh, I wish I could just talk to them and give them my point. So ultimately, the spirit of this show is just to talk about games. So we're looking for any formatting suggestions you guys might have, or any tips, tricks. If any of you guys do podcasts, guys and girls. So yeah, any help we can get, we'll take. For now, we're gonna keep with our normal structure, and if you guys have any helpful hints, this is trying to be a community thing. It's for everybody. It's not just us talking into a mic. So for whoever's listening, we love you. Thank you so much. And now we're going to switch to the real show.
Hey guys, it's time to enter Rest Mode Episode 4, a podcast about PlayStation, video games, and anything else we want to talk about. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ricky.
So Ricky, how you doing today?
I'm good. I just got back recently from a European escapade.
Oh, nice.
Throughout mostly Germany, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. Missed video games though.
For sure.
Missed them a lot. It was great. I love Germany. Everybody should go there. They love beer and they love to hang out. And a lot of cool cathedrals, a lot of old buildings. It's weird because like in the States, we don't have that old of cities, right. Like hundreds of years, sure. But, places like Cologne, they have buildings that are thousands of years old, places that weren't bombed during World War II that still exist.
So did those smell good?
I didn't smell the building.
But you were in Cologne, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
But yeah, so it was a 2-week trip. Which was a long time to be away from my beloved video games.
For sure.
Speaking of video games...
So, yeah, speaking of video games, we recently got Super Smash Bros. Brawl because we found our Wii in, like, a random just satchel.
Well, we first found the GameCube, and we were looking for the cords for it, and we're missing the composite cord. Or, the power cord. Mm-hmm. And so we're like, oh, crap. Like, oh, didn't we used to have a Wii? Blah, blah, blah. And then there's like this weird bag with spider webs all over it, and not surprisingly, there was a Wii in there.
Yeah, so
I feel like every house has a random like bag that's just old and dusty and has a Wii hidden in it.
I think that's actually a legal requirement.
I think it has to happen.
Yeah.
It's like part of you get like the deed for the house and
like,
a bag with
Wii
a
bag.
Wii.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be.
A Wii. So yeah, we went to. I can't stop. Okay. Us went to GameStop and us picked up some. Sorry, we picked up some GameCube controllers so that we had some 4-person Smash Bros going on. Mm-hmm. It was really fun.
Yeah, we got Brawl, which is super cheap. So if you guys want to play Smash, I think Brawl's a really good one.
For sure.
I never got super hyper competitive. I had a couple of roommates that were like all about N64 Smash.
Yeah.
Like that was it.
That's
was
like
their
the
game.
one that everyone loves. Right?
I know, yeah, apparently, but I don't know. Brawl's good.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Lots of fun. So I wanted to try something a little bit different this week. So
here we go.
Yo, what's up? We're recording a podcast. I'm gonna rap for the rest of the episode. It's okay if it doesn't rhyme because I'm really having a good time. But if it does rhyme, that's cool. You feel me?
Ugh. You do realize that this is going out for other people to listen to.
Other people will listen.
Oh my gosh! All right, let's move on. Right?
Let's go until we reach a cool time. Let's have a fun podcast. Here we go. I'm feeling good about it.
It's good.
It's okay. It's good.
It's good. You really zagged on me there.
Thanks. 20 serpentine, you know?
Yeah, you gotta keep them guessing.
Keep them guessing. All right.
So let's never do that again.
Don't do it again.
Johnny.
So, hey, Ricky.
Yes.
What are you playing?
I am playing Stardew Valley. Now, what motivated me to play Stardew Valley after so long?
Griffin McElroy.
Yeah, partially. Yeah. And just I saw a couple Game of the Year lists, because I was away during New Year's Eve. I was in Prague, so I didn't really get a chance to catch up on all that. So when I got back, first thing I did, hopped on, checked out all the Game of the Year stuff, and a lot of people had Stardew Valley, most notably Griffin McElroy, 30 Under 30 Luminary.
What a wonderful man.
So yeah. So I downloaded it. It's only like $15 on Steam. I chose Steam because I feel like that's a game really well suited for mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
Kind of like Minecraft. Like I feel like Minecraft is just better with the mouse and keyboard.
For sure. Yeah.
It's just personal preference, but
Definitely.
so I grabbed that. And it's just like so time consuming. Like it's just, and the thing is, it's not like you could hop in like and play it for 15 minutes, but you can't do that because it just sucks you in. So for those of you who aren't familiar with like the Harvest Moon series, this is created by one guy. His name is eluding me right now, but basically it's kind of like a life sim. It's kind of like you're farming and you're you grow your crops. You have a tool set. There's like a pickaxe, like a shovel, and you get a watering can. And it sounds like really
Boring.
menial tasks and stuff. His name's Eric Barone. So it's just this one guy. He did everything, the music, like all the art and everything.
The
which is actually
Stardews, the valleys.
it's every Stardew and Valley. But yeah, it's just it's a life sim. So you can do anything. You can have these. You can have relationships with the townspeople. You can go fishing. Like that's one main source of income. You farm, obviously. Like I said, that's another source. You can get chickens. You can build different buildings on your kind of your farm. And it's this really cool pixelated art style, really simple game. But yeah, it's just like the way that it works is there's a night and day cycle. And by a certain time, you have to go back to your house and sleep. Otherwise, you pass out and you like get charged $1,000 or whatever.
Okay.
So basically, you do everything you want to do the day. You can go down to a mine and like find ores and stuff, smelt those into bars, improve your tools with them. So then you go back, you go to sleep, and then it gives you like your tally for the day, like how much you made in mining, how much you made in farming, how much you made in fishing, and down. And it gives you like a gold total, and then it adds to your gold, obviously, the next morning. And it's always like you wake up that next morning, and it's like, oh, I'll stop playing now. Well, maybe I'll just peek out and see if my plants are finished growing.
Right. And then
Oh, they are. Oh, well, I'll just collect them, and I'll just put them in the chest. Oh, well, man, I can go fishing right now really quick. So it just keeps going and going, and all of a sudden it's been 6 hours.
For sure.
And you have class in the morning, and you're tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game's really good. I highly suggest it. Like I said, only $15. It's made by one guy. I like supporting small studios like that, so
For sure.
check that out.
Awesome. So I actually played Super Mario Run.
Super Mario Run. I think we talked about this a little bit on a past podcast.
I beat it. I completed it 100%. Got Peach.
Yeah.
Gave her a little kiss. Gave her a little hug.
That's weird, but
I mean, I
like you did, not Mario.
I didn't kiss my phone. I promise. Definitely.
This game didn't really grab me like it did for you. I don't know what it was about it.
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
Well, it's good when you're really bored. And honestly, like, I didn't have much else to do, so I was like, I'll just hop into Super Mario Run. And, okay, it's really annoying, because it's like, oh, that was really hard to get all those frickin', what is it, like the purple coins? The first one is like the purple coins. So it's like, you have to find those coins, and it's like really annoying, because you have to keep restarting, and then you die, and it's a huge pain. But... It was like just fun enough to like keep playing.
Yeah,
so, like,
for sure.
I ended up I was like, oh, might as well just keep going. And then next thing I knew, I had completely finished it. So it was really fun. I have to say, like, it's like a typical Mario game. Obviously you can't go backwards, but it was definitely worth it for sure. It's good for like a long train ride or plane ride or automobile ride.
I don't know. For me, it just didn't have like the precision of like Mario games. Do you know what I mean? Like in any Mario game platformer you play, you jump and you know where Mario's gonna land. You know how high he's gonna I don't know. For me, it just didn't quite match that same level of just precision. And at the same time, like I want to kill enemies. Like it made me fight
Right.
every Mario instinct that I
Yeah,
had.
for sure. Honestly, like, I that's like one of the only games I've ever beaten. But it really annoyed me the whole time. I was like, yeah, exactly. You try to jump and you just miss this coin, or you just miss this, or
Right.
and you have to restart, and it's like really frustrating. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just fun enough to keep going.
Yeah.
So not my favorite game, but it was a good time.
That's an interesting topic we should do one day about finishing games.
Yeah.
You know,
Something I rarely do.
like, because I mean, you know, I beat a couple games this year, but I've played way more than I've beaten.
For sure.
It's like kind of a thing where, you know, we're rabbit holing. We're rabbit holing. Let's get out of here.
Okay, so
the other game I got into was Darkest Dungeon. This was another kind of on the higher up on a lot of people's Game of the Year lists. I think it was Vita Game of the Year from the PlayStation blog. But yeah, I'm playing on my Vita, which is the way to go. Although the user interface is like, there's a lot going on. It's super intimidating at first. Like,
Okay.
I don't know, there's just a lot of texts, and especially when it's on Vita, it's like a little small. But once you get used to it, it's like awesome.
For sure.
But so Darkest Dungeon is this really kind of Lovecraftian, like dark, like
Super darkest actually.
honestly, like it lives up to the name. So it's kind of about this turn-based movement, and the art style is like, it looks hand-drawn almost.
Okay.
And you're just these characters moving along like a static world. It's kind of like 2D side-scrolling.
Okay.
But the battle system is, like I said, turn-based. And so you have 4 people in your party, and as you're going along, you collect more and more of these. I don't know if you'd call them heroes, but just more people for your party. Like, there's different kinds of healers, there's tons of different kind of tanks, and they each have a preferred position out of the 4.
Oh, okay.
So, like, obviously, like, a knight is going to want to be first position. But, like, the healer might want to be second or third. Or, like, I actually just got this guy who, has a hound, and the hound can, like, obviously do attacks, and he can, has healing properties, and he likes the third position. So, it's, like, really strategic in where you place your guys, that you want to balance in your party. Like, you want guys that are able to be really beefy and absorb a lot of hits, but you also want to be able to heal them. So there's a hub world that's called the Hamlet. That's like your hometown. And what you do there is you can...
Meet Shakespeare.
You meet Shakespeare. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
No, you get like different ailments and different like negative properties as you go along, and you can heal those in the Hamlet. There's a meter called the stress meter. So like certain attacks that enemies do to you stress your characters out.
Oh, really?
And once you fill up that stress bar, your
it
character
makes that attack.
kind of, honestly, like all of a sudden it'll like does a splash screen of them, and it's like all red, and they look all like disparaged, and they all of a sudden like they have stat effects, and like then stuff they say starts to stress out your other characters, and they just become really less effective. Like during battle, they can just pass up on their turn if they want without you even doing anything. So basically, you want to keep them as calm as possible.
Yeah.
And that can also kill them. Like if you fill the stress meter up 2 levels.
Yeah.
So like in the Hamlet, your hub world, you can take away some of that stress. You can upgrade their move sets, their weapons, their armor. It's like a lot of systems. I love games that have a lot of systems that compound on top of each other and affect one another. It's like, to me, that's super interesting, and a lot of micromanaging. Like, oh, this is my prized character. I can't let him die because there is permadeath. If one of your heroes dies, that's it.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. But every time you finish a dungeon, you go back to the Hamlet, and there's it's called the Stagecoach, and they bring in random new heroes each time. So obviously you can replace them, but when you've got your guy up to level 3, which they level up fairly slowly, you obviously don't want him to die.
For sure. Yeah, so it's like a therapist simulator, you know, I gotta keep him...
Honestly, kind
Calm
of.
down.
Like, seriously, when they get fully stressed out, it's no good.
Yeah.
That's what I like about my hound guy. He has a move that takes away stress.
Oh,
It's
nice.
like,
There you
I don't know. It sounds really weird, but I suggest playing it because I don't think it's that expensive either. I think it's $20 bucks.
Okay, cool.
And I think this was also made by a fairly small team.
Can you play it on
as
PS4
well.
too?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can play it on PS4. It honestly might be a little bit easier just because, like I said, the UI is super intimidating at first. It was kind of hard to get into. I was actually on my plane to vacation. I thought about playing it, and I had purchased it before in hopes that, this will be something to do on the plane. But I opened it up, and everybody's like sleeping on the plane. It's dark. I couldn't sleep, so I opened it up, and it's like all this like dense stuff and like this really dark like rawr game. And I was like, maybe not.
Yeah,
so
for
I
sure.
saved it till I got back home. But now I'm hooked.
Awesome. Nice.
It was made by Red Hook Studios, by the way.
Cool.
So yeah, that game's awesome. I suggest it, and a lot of the Game of the Year lists do too. So
Awesome.
check that one out.
So speaking of dark RAR games, I recently got The Last of Us.
Oh, classic.
Remastered. Holy crap. So, okay, when I originally got my PS4 summer of 2015, I wanted to get a bundle with The Last of Us because that game looked really cool. I was like, I want to check that out. But I ended up getting Arkham Knight, which was a mild disappointment.
Yeah.
I recently got The Last of Us, and it's really fun. I think I'm about halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I really like about this game is obviously we're familiar with like shooters where like here's a billion clips and you'll never run out of ammo. Even in campaigns, it's like really not hard to just it's hard to run out of ammo, I guess I could say. And with The Last of Us, it's like, here's 6 bullets, go play for 4 hours. Good luck.
I love that.
Yeah.
It gives gravity to each bullet you fire. Like that.
For sure.
That doesn't really happen in games a lot.
Yeah, and if you like, the crazy thing is like, if you waste 3 bullets on a zombie and you miss, you're screwed. It honestly is actually pretty difficult. So there's some zombies that like, even if you don't have bullets, you're good because you can punch them to death.
Exactly.
But then there's these guys called clickers that go like, and then you can't punch them. So if you don't have a melee weapon, they eat your neck. They just like dig into your jugular real hard.
You don't need a neck.
Yeah,
Who needs a neck?
Right, exactly. So I got real familiar with that that cutscene of just that zombie digging into your neck, and it wasn't pleasant at first, but it came to be really comforting.
Now it's a work of art.
Yeah, for sure.
So the story on that, it's obviously a very compelling story. It's Naughty Dog. That's their specialty. How's that hitting you?
I really like it. It's like it really makes you care about the characters more, and it makes you care about like, okay, I've got to keep Ellie safe and all this stuff. And like also, I get like really stressed out when I play games. So there's this part where you have to push a car. And because Ellie is trying to start it up, and you and this other dude are like trying to push it to get it started.
Oh, Final Fantasy 15.
Yes, it is the beginning of Final Fantasy 15. Actually, same graphics. No, so you're pushing the car, and then like every so often, zombies will just run at you in the middle. Like you're in the middle of this like abandoned suburban town on this road, and it's so freaking scary.
Wow.
So you have to like stop pushing the car, kill all the zombies, and then keep pushing, and it's super stressful. Oof. But it's really fun.
Yeah.
There was this one boss battle where you have to fight this big fat zombie dude. he's like stronger because he's like more infected or something.
Kind of like a tank character.
Yeah, super fat. He like throws gas bombs at you. I don't know, this weird dude. So I had like 4 bullets, and I'm like, I can't kill this guy. So the one thing that's kind of nice is you remember the chicken cap in Metal Gear Solid 5?
Yeah.
So if you die...
One of my favorite things. Real quick, explain the chicken cap.
Okay, yeah. So if you die enough in a Metal Gear Solid 5 mission, you get something called the chicken cap, which is where your character just literally has a cap with like a little like a chicken thingy on it that lights up just for fun. It's like, here.
Well, and it also makes it so that if you're like seen by an enemy again, he just like forgets automatically.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like, quote unquote, the coward's way, or like the easy way.
The chicken
way. I don't know. I wonder if that's a thing in other Metal Gear games.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really funny though. So,
but anyways.
Yeah. So you basically get The Last of Us Chicky Cap, which is whenever if you like die a ton and you restart. At that point, Ellie's like, "Oh, here's some ammo," and then she just tosses it.
That's hilarious.
And it's like, all right, chick.
Yeah,
I've been trying to kill this giant fat zombie for like an hour, and then just now you decide that I have 10 bullets in my pocket that I didn't give you.
That's just Naughty Dog being like, okay, let's just get him through this. We want people to beat our game.
Yeah, it's like they gotta finish it.
Yeah.
So from like a comedic standpoint, it's kind of funny, but also it's really helpful. So yeah, that game is pretty difficult. But
yeah, so is Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah.
I think both kind of the harder side, darker side of games.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely not super. It's definitely a pretty dark game.
It's kind of like Schindler's List, or like to watch those kinds of movies, you have to be in a mood.
For sure. Know? Yeah, I don't play it like all the time because it is pretty dark, but It's really good. The story's great. The combat makes it feel more important just with the story and the like lack of ammo.
Yeah.
So ultimately, it's a really great game, and now I understand why everyone loves it so much. For
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. That's a must play on PS4.
Definitely. If it's like $20 right now.
Yeah.
$20. That's nothing.
Yeah.
So go check it out. So I just wanted to switch topics a bit. To a little indie console called the Nintendo Switch. It's time
what is that? I've never heard of that.
It's time for console of the week instead of game of the week this week.
Well, hold on, can we get... I'm so bad at snapping.
Oh, wait. There we go.
That was a good one.
Okay. That was a good one. Okay, so the Nintendo Switch. It's coming out.
Yep. So we had that big event January 12th. So we're a couple of days removed from it. We've had time to kind of marinate in all the info. We have a release date of March 3rd, which is a little bit sooner than people were thinking. People were expecting maybe end of March. And we also have the the price of $299.99 US.
So I want to talk about the price a bit. So I think it was Tim Geddes from Kind of Funny that said this is like the higher end of what is an acceptable price.
Right, it's right on the fringe, and a lot of people, it kind of blew up, like the rumor, oh, it's $250, it's $250, and to me that's kind of a fan hype driven thing. Nintendo hadn't said anything, and everybody had it in their heads. It's $250, so a lot of people are a little bit turned off by that, but I don't know. To me, you got to measure expectations, and
for sure.
Yeah.
So I for one am definitely okay with the price. Like Tim said, it is acceptable price, not too bad. Not breaking any banks here.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about just our general impressions of it. So what did you think?
I overall am positive about it. I'm actually really positive about it. I think the form factor, I think some of the games, I don't know. To me, the press conference was very strange, very Japanese, and I don't mean that derogatorily. It's just was. You'll understand if you watched it. But yeah, for me, I'm overall positive. I have my pre-order set and a couple of games, a couple of extra accessories that I probably don't need, but I want anyways because Nintendo.
Sure. Yeah.
How about you?
So I'm definitely positive as well. I'm super excited. First of all, can't wait to just take apart that little piece of console every which way.
Slide controllers off and on, left and right, Joy-Con and
Joy-Cons, configure it all the ways.
Dog face controllers.
Yeah, no, I really am excited for it. I got that pre-order, those sweet colored Joy-Cons.
Same, I have that one too.
Yep. Honestly, I'm excited for it, but not just because, it is a very cool thing that the console's doing, handheld and console at the same time. But I'm also excited for the games, which we're going to get to in a second.
For sure.
But first, let's talk about the whole thing with the voice chat and the online service.
Yeah, so it's been a little bit vague, especially right after the conference. Nintendo did like an info dump on their blog and their website. Took a big dump on the internet. It still is a little bit confusing. People don't really know. There's kind of an outrage right now on the internet about it, but so far what we know is it's a paid service, which is a departure for Nintendo. They've never done that before, which I'm just totally okay with.
It's like PSN.
Right. The only thing they have to do is make it a good service.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo hasn't been the best with online connectivity, friend codes, and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah. But, so it's a paid service, and the word is that it's through a smartphone app. Okay. So you're going to do all your friend activity, organizing your friends, requesting games, voice chat, all through your phone. And there were some pretty good memes, like one of them was like, I have a leaked screenshot of Nintendo's voice chat app. And it was just like the phone screen on an iPhone.
That's funny.
People have a point. It's strange that... I recently watched Colin Was Right, which is a video series for Kind of Funny vids on YouTube, where Colin Moriarty it's a great, really informative show. But he talked about how Xbox, 15 years ago, launched Xbox Live, and you were able to voice chat through the console 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And Nintendo still is, not really sure how to do it.
Right, yeah.
But at the same time, for me, I'm okay with it. You have apps like Discord, like Skype, that honestly a lot of people use anyways to voice chat, just because sometimes you don't want to have to pause your game and figure out your party and or exit the game and all that stuff. So to me, it's not maybe ideal, but I don't think it's a game changer.
Right. So do you have to pay for the online app chat thing?
We don't really know.
Okay.
What I think it is you pay a monthly fee, much like, or you could pay for a year or whatever, much like Xbox Live or PSN, and you get the app for free. Okay. I think everybody actually gets the app for free, but certain things will be restricted behind the paywall of the online service. Yeah. Which, I mean, if they can make it cheaper than $60 a year, if they could do $40 a year, and kind of have it be a little bit weird, like, that's totally cool with me.
Yeah, definitely, as long as they deliver on their end. I think also it is kind of weird that they're doing it like on outside of the console, but also if you're mad about that, and especially if you have to pay for that service, just call the person you're playing with.
Yeah.
Just do a phone call if you don't.
Yeah, well, phone call maybe not, but probably like Skype or Discord.
Skype, sure, yeah.
And, I heard the argument from a couple of places, like, oh, what if, like, they don't have a smartphone? Well, first of all, if you don't have a smartphone, you're probably not going to have a Nintendo Switch.
That's a very good
Like, I don't see a lot of crossover there. Maybe there's the isolated person or two, but you're never going to make everybody happy. And the other argument I heard was, what if, like, my kid wants to do it? Like, they're too young for a phone. Like, if your kid's too young for a phone, they're too young to be doing voice chat online with random people. Those things don't add up.
For sure.
So, yes, I think people have a legitimate kind of thing to be a little bit concerned with, maybe is a better word. But for me, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's one of those things, just kind of wait and see, So I also want to get into the peripherals. Like you said, you got some of them. Let's talk about some of the prices for that.
Yeah, this to me is probably the most egregious thing they've done. But at the same time, it's not ideal, once again, but it's not horrible.
It's not going to switch your...
So... okay, so we have the Pro Controller, the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller, which Wii U had one, we had the GameCube controllers. This one feels and looks a little bit more legitimate than those. Like, the Wii U one was pretty plasticky and didn't look that great. It didn't feel phenomenal. Yeah. So this one looks a little bit more online with, say, a DualShock 4 or the Xbox One controller. It's $70, however, which... It's $10 more than the MSRP of a DualShock 4. Okay. Which, I mean, for me, the DualShock 4 is my favorite controller of all time. Yeah. So it looks comparable. It has, I'll explain it a little bit. It has the offset sticks that the Xbox One controller has. Okay. Which, honestly, it almost looks like they took an Xbox One controller and kind of just stretched it out and flattened out something. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Yeah. A lot of people have been always saying, like, oh, we just want a regular console from Nintendo, blah, blah, blah. First of all, that wouldn't be Nintendo if they did that. Yeah. But they are kind of looking at those players who want that and saying, we have this option for you. We do. Nintendo, as the company.
Nintendo Wii.
Nintendo Wii does. No, but, so the Switch Pro controller, $70, $69.99. Again, I don't see that huge of a problem with it. There's a big outcry about all this. That's kind of been the theme, I think, with the Switch, is that a lot of hyperbole for me. Yeah. A lot of people freaking out about stuff that maybe isn't the best, but also isn't the worst.
For sure. I on that, it's like, first of all, I know I won't be getting a Pro controller. I just don't have the need for it. So I think that's probably one of the reasons why I'm not bothered by the price. Yeah. But also, it's like there's the controller configuration for the Joy-Cons.
Right, we'll get to that. And a lot of people want the Pro controller, however, because the buttons are bigger. Okay. The Switch has more of a Vita-style button, a little maybe closer to 3DS probably, size button. So they're not the full-size buttons on the Joy-Cons. But let's move on. A set of Joy-Con controllers. $79.99 MSRP, which you see that and it's like, whoa, that's really expensive. For me, though, I see it as you're buying two Wiimotes, essentially. The Wiimotes were $40. The Wii Motion Plus were more expensive, if I'm right. Yeah. Weren't they $50? or 60?
On release, I don't know.
You don't know? I can check real quick. But yeah, so $79.99 for a pair. Again, a pair. And I think there's a lot of factors in that. For one, they're packed with a lot of like technology.
Mm-hmm.
You have the IR camera on one of them that can sense hand movement, whatever.
Yeah.
You have the special rumble. You have, there's the share button. There's motion controls on them that'll be obviously improved from the Wii controller. Like,
so I'm actually a little bit out of the loop. Could we talk about HD Rumble? What is that?
So HD Rumble, the way that they explained it in the press conference was he's kind of holding the controller, and then it shows a graphic of like an ice cube falling into a glass, and then it shows 2 and then 3. So the conceit behind it is that you can feel, for example, different numbers of ice cubes.
Okay.
So you can tell a difference between if there were 2 ice cubes or 3.
Okay.
Which,
so it is HD Rumble.
right, a little bit gimmicky, but like a lot of people are comparing it to the Xbox One trigger rumbles when it first came out.
Okay.
Like they demoed like Forza, like, oh, you can feel the tires like rubbing against the concrete and like in the triggers, blah blah blah. That ended up not being a huge thing.
Yeah.
But the HD Rumble, where it's different, is the whole controller vibrates.
Okay.
Like both Joy-Cons vibrate with it. So it's a little bit bigger of a deal than just the triggers.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, a set of Joy-Cons with all that technology built in, like $79.99 for 2 of them. Again, not ideal, not egregious.
Yeah.
I think if you look at the way that they're priced, it looks like they come with, there's an accessory that is like a wrist strap kind of. So when you have the Joy-Cons separated from the tablet, you put that strap on and it makes them a little bit bigger in your hand.
Okay, cool.
It extends those little tiny mini shoulder buttons.
Gotcha.
So this gives us an opportunity. We can talk about the Joy-Cons themselves for a little bit. So we explained a little bit of the tech in them. There's that mode they call Share the Joy, which is where you each have, one Joy-Con.
Yeah.
A little awkward, it seems. Some of the words coming out of the hands-on events is that, it's a little awkward to feel. They're small, but not, like, horribly small.
Right, and I feel like that's something that you'll just get used to over time.
Yeah, definitely growing pains. We've never dealt with a controller like this. So, obviously it's going to be weird at first. And yeah, so when you hold it sideways, kind of like playing Mario Kart with a Wiimote.
For sure.
You have 2 of these mini shoulder buttons that are kind of where the rails are that you slide onto the tablet. So what they come with a wrist strap that actually, again, makes it a little bigger and then makes those buttons a little bit beefier. So you have a little bit more to press. I'm excited to get my hands on it and really see what it feels like.
For sure, yeah. And again, with this price, this is actually an accessory you don't even need because it comes with Joy-Cons. So
right, but I can see why people would, if you want to play 4-person Mario,
right,
you get another pair.
For sure.
But hey, Mario doesn't come out till April, Mario Kart,
save
so
up.
save up.
Yeah.
Which is, this next peripheral is a little bit puzzling to me. So to buy one Joy-Con, a left or a right, $49.99 MSRP.
That does seem high.
It's just strange to me that they would make a set of them $80, but only one of them $50, which I'm sure there's some margins, like, people are just going to buy this one or just this one. I don't know. I think the people are leaning towards just getting the left Joy-Con because the joystick is more towards the left side of the controller.
Gotcha.
In the right one, the joystick's kind of in the middle-ish, which is a little weird.
Okay.
But it feels a little weird that there's that $10 uptick for just one of them.
Yeah.
But again, not terrible.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? It looks bad because they're deceptively small, but there really is a lot going on.
Yeah, definitely.
This next one is a little puzzling too. I gotta say, everything with the Switch, it's like, oh, this is cool, but here's the caveat.
For sure, yeah.
But it just kind of, which side of the coin do you land on? So with this one, it's called the Joy-Con Charging Grip, which this was a big story. A lot of people were confused about. It's sort of like a plastic shell that you can slide your Joy-Cons into, and it becomes like a regular controller kind of.
Yes.
But it doesn't charge it. The one that comes with the Switch, it doesn't charge the Joy-Cons. It's essentially just a plastic shell.
For sure.
The Joy-Con Charging Grip, which you slide them in, it's the same look, same configuration, but it does charge them.
Yeah.
It's $29.99 MSRP.
So
again,
what do you think about that price?
it's okay.
Yeah,
it's not
it doesn't seem
terrible
too bad
to
for me.
charge. It's puzzling to me why they wouldn't just have the one that comes with the Switch. Why wouldn't it just have a USB port?
Yeah.
Like just plug it into the thing.
It seems like they're cutting like some odd corners, you know.
The Joy-Cons, they're said to have 20 hours of battery life, which is pretty phenomenal for a controller. Like, we'll see if that's true. But if it is, you play with it during the day, and then when you dock your Switch at night, you just slide on the controller.
But what about my 40-hour gaming sessions?
So anyways, this is probably the worst.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Switch dock set, which comes with the dock, the power cord, and an HDMI. This is if you ever wanted to, you have a TV in your room and in your living room. You want to just be able to switch to the living room or whatever. You can just have an extra dock.
Get a 2-dock setup.
A 2-dock setup. $89.99. Yeah, I don't really get this one. It's essentially, it has a fan, so, because obviously there's a little bit more processing power.
Does the other one have a fan?
The dock it comes with, it's the same one that it comes with.
I was going to say, to get a fan on your dock,
yeah.
$90.
All it has is some ports, a couple USB ports, a USB Type-C, USB 3.1, which is a really good port. It has a power cable. Like, I don't know, man. $89.99.
I mean, at the same time, it is like half the console, though, in a way.
No, it's really not, though. That's the thing. It
doesn't.
The only tech it has in it is being able to charge, being with the ports, and then also a fan. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, the system, the whole conceit of the Switch is that it's in the tablet.
Right.
So to me, that one's puzzling. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I'll just unplug my freaking dock.
Yeah,
like I'm not buying another one.
I just don't feel like the need. I don't see the need, at least for me, for another dock though. At the same time.
Well, here's the thing. If it were half that price, it would be great to have 2 docks.
Oh yeah, there's definitely convenience there.
Then we have the Joy-Con wheel set, which this is kind of nice. It's a set of 2 of them. They're a lot smaller than like the ones for the Wii or the Wii U.
Well, yeah, because the controllers are.
Right, but I mean they're like maybe a 10-inch diameter. Like they're pretty small. Probably smaller than that.
Yeah.
But like you said, smaller controller. A set of 2 of them, only $15 MSRP.
This is one I'm definitely probably gonna pick up.
Yeah.
For when Mario comes out, because that's fun.
Yeah. So again, we have all these peripherals. People are freaking out. It's initial shock of it. I think this is smart of Nintendo to get ahead of the game and announce these right away. Here's our peripherals. You know how much they cost. You can't complain about this later.
Right, because if there's one thing that people get mad about, it's not knowing things. So
yeah,
to
exactly.
just be completely transparent is nice. So let's talk about those games, though.
The games, the launch lineup in specific. So this is, by the way, all that, the peripherals, that was from Nintendo's official website.
Yeah.
So this is from GameSpot, one of the two, GameSpot.com. They give a little kind of readout of all the games. So for the launch, for March 3rd, we have 1-2 Switch, which we'll dig into the games and look at them in a minute. The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, which I think comes with all the DLC and all that. Just Dance 2017. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Skylanders Imaginators and Super Bomberman R. So beyond the launch, we have kind of March, spring. We have ARMS, Has Been Heroes, I Am Setsuna, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Puyo Puyo Tetris, Snipper Clippers, Cut It Together. For summer, we're looking at Rhyme and Splatoon 2, and then kind of ones that are just to be decided. Looks like 2017 for most of them. We have Disgaea 5 Complete, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, FIFA, Fire Emblem Warriors, Minecraft, and Minecraft Story Mode, Rayman Legends, NBA 2K, Shin Megami Tensei. That one might be further out. They didn't really specify what that was.
Okay.
Skyrim, which is supposed to be in the fall. Sonic Mania, I'm pretty excited for that one. Steep, Super Mario Odyssey, big one, Holiday 2017. Yep. Siberia 3, I don't know what that is.
Siberia 3.
Ultra Street Fighter 2, and Xenoblade Chronicles.
All right.
So, let's go through some of these and see what we think about them. Let's talk about the launch games. Okay. 1-2 Switch.
I just really want to milk cows. No, honestly, it depends on, like, I gotta see all the games for it, like, in it. Yeah. I'm not super hyped on it. Not super against it.
This one's a little puzzling. It's essentially the Wii Sports of the Switch. I don't get why they didn't pack this in with the console.
Yeah, did Wii Sports come with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a $60 game. That's outrageous.
I probably won't be getting it, to be honest.
I'm positive on most of this stuff, but that is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tech demo. It's got, the quick draw game, and essentially it's showing you what the Joy-Cons can do.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be $60. It should be a pack-in. If anything, it should be $40. And even that's like a little
That
lower.
is still like, yeah.
So we have The Binding of Isaac. Did you ever play this game?
I did not. Did you?
A lot of fun. It's fun. It's an indie game, which is nice to see a couple indie games at launch.
Mm-hmm.
Not much else to talk about there. Just Dance. Not into it.
I just want to dance. No, me neither.
We have Skylanders. I've never really played that one. It looks interesting.
No, yeah,
I wonder if they'll have Crash Bandicoot, because that was announced
for
PS4. I wonder if he'll be in there. That'd be a little bit of a weird crossover.
Yeah.
This one I'm really psyched about, Super Bomberman R.
That one does look cool.
I love Bomberman. It's been a
Bomberman.
while. I played, the one for Game Boy. I played it for DS.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been on a home console in years, like years.
Yeah.
I freaking love Bomberman. I don't know why.
Bomberman.
I love it. It's supposed to have 8 people multiplayer,
Dude.
which is crazy.
That's gotta be awesome.
It's gonna have local co-op where you can do share the joy mode.
That's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then the big one, the tentpole. People are calling this the Zelda machine. We have Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Okay,
That was Wild Breath.
you have to watch the trailer from
the story trailer, right?
or the one that they released during the conference.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be called the story trailer.
Dude, this is the reason I'm buying the Switch. Like, essentially, if you want to say that, I am so hyped for this game because the last, the newest Zelda, Skyward Sword, just grabbed me for a whole year because I took forever to beat it. But oh my gosh, that game was amazing for me.
Yeah.
So,
and that's funny. A lot of people say that Skyward Sword really wasn't one of the better Zelda games.
yeah, I want to defend it because it was freaking great, guys. Okay.
People like what they like.
It was really fun. So to have a Zelda on the Switch at launch, that's great. That's amazing.
That's a system seller. It
I'm
really is.
so
I mean,
excited.
a lot of people, like when PSVR kind of was coming out, people were worried about a system seller. Like, what's the killer app for PSVR? We weren't really sure. They still, like Resident Evil, you could say it is.
Yeah.
But
have they released full length games? For
yeah,
PSVR?
a couple.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not the traditional console launch, which I would argue that the Switch isn't either. But that's a whole other thing. People are worried about the number of games at launch. I don't know. To me, that's again hyperbole. I think you have Binding of Isaac is great. Legend of Zelda. A lot of people like Skylanders and Super Bomberman. Those 4 games alone, that's more than a month's. That's a couple months worth of play if you really milk those games for what they deserve.
For sure. Yeah.
I think The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. When did you see a console launch with that killer of an app? Like if you look at the Xbox One or PS4 launch lineup, you have things like there was a Call of Duty game, a bad Battlefield game. There's more games. The Wii U launch had a ton of games, but to me, I need Zelda and that'll be a month.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
And then
So
you can get Mario Kart.
yeah, exactly. So personally, I think, is it the best launch lineup we've ever seen? Absolutely not.
For sure.
Is it terrible? Again, absolutely
Right.
not.
I don't think this is worth outrage.
No, I don't.
I'm fine with it.
I think Zelda's going to be great. I really do. I mean, that's the hardcore Nintendo game. That's the game people want.
Yeah.
It was really smart to do that. It would have been great if we had Super Mario Odyssey a little bit closer.
Yes, that's.
But
have a summer release for that would be nice.
Yeah. And another thing people are kind of freaking out about is it's just a bunch of Wii U ports. Let me say that not a lot of people played them.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was on Wii U.
Yeah.
It sold 13 million units.
Yeah.
In 4 years. That's terrible.
Do you know how much the PS4 sold or anything like that?
55 million, I think it's at right now.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the Wii U's catastrophic. That's Sega Genesis or, those are terrible numbers.
Yeah.
So personally, this is just personal preference. Again, this is all with the asterisk on it. This is our feelings. You can feel different. That's okay.
Yeah.
Personally,
yeah,
exactly.
For sure, you guys can have your own opinions.
But you're wrong. Personally, I would take 5 games that are really quality, really good games over 20
mediocre
games.
Yeah, me too. Me too, definitely.
Which, again, Binding of Isaac, we know it's a great game. And so let's just go through a couple more games we might be excited about real quick.
Okay.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, new maps. You have 2 or 3 new characters. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Can't wait for that, yeah.
We have I Am Setsuna was a really cool RPG that Square Enix released for the PlayStation 4 and Vita. ARMS looks cool.
Yeah.
Like, I think people are writing it off because it's a little bit silly, but the people who've played it says it's actually really fun.
Yeah.
Snipper Clippers. A lot of people are saying that this is the sleeper hit for the Switch. It's going to be an eShop title. It's only $20. It's kind of a multiplayer puzzle game.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. And then real quick, you have Splatoon 2. A lot of people loved Splatoon. Everyone says that's a really good game.
Yeah.
Again, nobody played it because it was on Wii U.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm hyped for that. I'm hyped for Xenoverse 2. That's going to be great. So Sonic Mania, freaking awesome. So yeah, there's a lot of people looking at this negatively, but I think it's good.
Yeah, I'm no problems here with that. Again, we talked about the launch lineup. You don't need a billion games for it right at the start. So I also want to talk about some of the tech specs for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, let's go into this. So first of all, one of the most important things, the screen. It is going to be a 6.2-inch 1280 by 720 screen, which let's compare it to kind of comparable devices. The PS Vita's screen is 960 by 544.
Okay.
And the Wii U, the gamepad screen, is 854 by 480.
Oh, really? Okay. So that
Which is to say, for people who don't know what that means, those are bad. This one's a lot better.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
And even the Vita, I play games on my Vita and they're gorgeous. Like, to me, resolution has a lot to do with the size of the screen.
How big is the Vita screen, by the way?
That I don't know. It's smaller, I want to say, than the Switch. I think it has a little bit different of an aspect ratio.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an HD screen on the Switch now.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good looking screen. Yes,
sure.
people are saying, my phone has a 1080p screen, whatever.
Right.
I've never been a huge graphics snob.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
neither
like,
has
the frame
Nintendo.
rate.
Is
Exactly.
the thing. Like,
yeah.
you got to understand that. First of all, a huge step up from the Wii, which was an SD console. A huge step up from the gamepad. I thought that was HD.
Yeah.
But to know that that's that.
No, the
resolution,
gamepad is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gamepad's really bad.
Then I'm totally okay with this. That's great.
Right. The one caveat would be, people are saying when you have it on your TV and then you do the switch and take it out, and then put it back. Like if you do it repeated times, you really start seeing the difference, and the screen starts to look worse by comparison.
Right. Yeah.
Again, to me, that's growing pains.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a great screen for the type of device that it is.
For sure.
It's going to have 32 gigabytes of internal storage. This was again a freak out point until people heard that you can expand it with a micro SD XC card.
Okay.
Which, the funny thing is, a story came out. The Switch supports micro SDXC cards up to 2 terabytes. Those aren't available.
Oh,
you
really?
can't buy those yet.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
So the highest card is 256,
Okay.
I want to say.
Yeah.
To me, that's awesome. They're already a leg up on Vita, where Vita had the proprietary memory cards that were ridiculously expensive.
Oh, really?
Seriously, like a 32 gig card was... I want to look it up so I don't get the numbers wrong, but like... having these proprietary cards, they were all you could buy. You couldn't buy just an SD card for a Vita.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's insane. Yeah, like insanely pricey. This was a big turnoff for people. Like let's see here. Sorry, searching, googling. 32 gigabyte card. I don't know if these numbers can't. Like these even look astronomical what I'm seeing. But like on Walmart, a 16 gig card, $42.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Like.
And what kind of card did you get for your Vita?
I got a 32 gig one.
Okay.
Which,
and have you filled that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've had to delete games. $70 pre-owned,
That's
and that
insane.
$80 new from GameStop.
That's nuts.
So to be able, you can get a 256 gig card. I think it's $100 some, but still 256 versus 32.
And it's just a regular card that.
Yeah. And with having these non-proprietary cards, like you can get a Samsung Evo SDXC, which is a really like good trusty brand, fast read speed. That's the other thing with these cards is they have, I think, the fastest available read and write speed.
For sure.
Which essentially means you can download and upload things quickly. It has a normal 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which is good. It has, everybody knows the USB-C charging port, which to me is a good thing. To me, it's Nintendo saying, that's the way of the future. USB-C is going to become synonymous, even with iPhones eventually.
Yeah.
So that's good to see.
Good to USB-C.
It's good to USB-C. The one thing people are kind of freaking out about is battery life.
Yeah.
They said it was between 2.5 to 6 hours
And is this
in handheld mode.
So that's not great, but is this one of the ones where you can charge it while you're playing?
I don't know if you can just plug it in from the wall. I honestly don't. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Right.
However, it's saying like games like Breath of the Wild, they quoted at 3 hours of battery life. Again, not ideal, but with the nature of this console, the way that it's a home console but also a tablet, that's gonna happen. You sacrifice power for battery life.
Yeah. I did that is a little bothersome to me. I mean, I don't know if this will be possible, but I'm sure hoping that you're able to charge it while you play.
Right. I was being a little bit realistic and thinking about, my Vita gaming sessions. I don't play for longer than 6 hours.
Yeah.
I've had longer than 3 hours. Sure, I've had probably longer than that, but it's something that, again, feels like a growing pain to me. It's dicey to say that. A lot of people are unhappy, but
yeah,
I don't know.
It's definitely not gonna change my mind on it.
Exactly.
Switch my opinion.
So, yeah. So those are the tech specs.
Yeah, so I say we just go and talk about our hype levels.
Yeah.
So let's do a little hype meter session.
Yeah, I am so stoked for this thing.
Me too.
I mean, just like I look at the form factor of it alone, like the build of it, it's unlike anything we've seen from Nintendo. Like, they're a toy company, essentially. That's what Nintendo is. You look at consoles like the Wii and the Wii U and even the DS and 3DS, they always have that kind of plasticky feel. Like, they don't, the glossy, a little bit cheap feeling, I want to say.
Yeah.
And obviously, power-wise, they've never matched, which isn't changing. But I think having it look good, having it be matte finish, like the build quality feels nice. It's nice and it's a little bit thicker than a normal tablet, which to me is good. It'll feel good in your hands.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely a difference for Nintendo in making a device that, yes, kids can play, but it is aimed at the hardcore gamer a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. So, hype level 1 to 10, Ricky, go.
Honestly, like a 9.
Yeah.
I want it, and I want it now.
Yeah, I literally every time I see Ricky, we've just been asking each other, hey, is it March 3rd yet?
March 3rd.
Is it March 3rd? Yeah, my hype level is also, I'd say, 9.5. I'm
Yeah.
super stoked
So hyped.
to get into Zelda. Oh my gosh.
I just want to say real quick, I also pre-ordered this sweet licensed like messenger bag that comes with like a carrying case.
Yeah.
God, I'm such a nerd, but I can't wait for it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just walk around with your Switch. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's the Switch for you. I think it's gonna be a good console. I think the complaints. Stop it.
Sorry.
It's okay. I think that the positives of the Switch definitely outweigh the negatives.
Definitely.
So, yeah. Now it's time for last minute game report. My favorite segment.
Hard left turn. Wait, let's switch to it.
Okay. Yeah.
I have to stop doing that.
Let's switch over to it. So basically, the way this works is I give Ricky a title of a game he hasn't played, show him the cover, and
Hold
he
on.
has
I need to get in my
review.
Zen moment. I need to focus, get ready, do a couple of jumping jacks. 1, 2. Okay, I'm ready.
You didn't do anything.
Yes. Shh.
Okay.
They don't know that.
All right.
This is an audio recording.
Okay. So here's the game. I'm gonna tell you the title and then show you the cover. This is Tomba 2: The Evil Swine Return.
That's not real.
Here you go.
You're lying to me.
Oh, it's real.
What in the Lord's name? Well,
So Ricky, can you give me a review of that game? I know you've played it.
okay. Well, let me describe this cover to you. All right. So you have a man. I say man because I'm not sure what he is. He's muscular, I'll tell you that much. He's in an action pose. He is wearing green grass kind of like torn shorts.
Okay.
He's jacked out of his mind. He's holding a mace.
Okay.
And there's a friendly bumblebee mouse man who's
Sure.
flying above him.
Sure.
There are some pigs chasing him in the background with what look like brands or a magnet, maybe. There's a large hammer. Not sure what that's all about. And he's in a jungle, foresty mountain place, which obviously you have the main setting of the game.
Okay.
Tomba, which is the main character, he wakes up. He's in this village, and your first mission is to craft grass shorts.
Okay.
Because he's hanging dong.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning.
Right. Okay.
Like, obviously.
I think that was controversial, right?
It was. See, the thing is, back in the time, Tomba 2, the Evil Swine Return came out, showing a character hanging dong. One didn't look good because the graphics were obviously, for the time, not great. You know, you have the polygonal thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a 2D kind of top-down RPG.
Okay.
So you have to, it's like a lot of systems. You have to craft your shorts because as Tomba runs around, they erode and kind of just fall off. And then you're hanging dong again.
Okay, and then that's not good for
It's
anyone.
not good because your armor rating goes down and there's an embarrassment rating.
Okay.
Like, so he has big pink hair.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, he can be embarrassed very easily.
Right.
And
and as anyone with pink hair.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So, how's the gameplay, Rick?
So you're running around and there are these swines, which this was the weird thing. It's a top-down RPG, but the swines are 3D, like, character models.
Okay.
So it was like a little jarring, like,
Yeah.
to see them around you,
Okay.
like realistic-looking swines.
Right.
And like this is the part that was really controversial is they're trying to get you.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to get you.
Okay.
They're the enemy. They're the evil swines and they're returning.
So where were they?
They were gone.
Oh.
Yeah, and now they're returning.
Oh no.
That's the part that you don't find out to the end. I don't want to give spoilers.
You just did.
Well, no, they already have returned at the beginning of the game.
Oh.
So, and then you're finding out where they were.
Okay. Sounds like a discovery, like a mystery.
Well, here's the weird thing too is they have bat wings.
Okay.
And they're wearing life jackets. So they were probably somewhere tropical, probably like mutated sludge because they have bat wings now.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So they're very scary. Again, 2D top-down RPG, all of a sudden 3D character model pigs
Those
running.
3D swines. And
With 3D swines,
So-
life jackets, bat wings, and all.
So throughout the game, you're trying to get information. What
Well,
are you trying
you're
to do?
escaping them mainly because they're trying to get you.
Okay. Right.
So you're just
the
basically
controversial part.
you're basically running around crafting shorts. Like that's the main kind of mechanic.
Okay.
Shorts,
That's
shorts,
all- that's
shorts,
it?
shorts, shorts.
That's
Need shorts.
it?
Oh my gosh,
You just
Tomba's
make
about to be
shorts.
naked. He needs shorts. The swines are gonna embarrass him. They're gonna get him.
So they don't. Oh, they get you.
They get
just
you. And
embarrass
it's so embarrassing. Oh my god.
You don't want to face public humiliation.
No,
Okay, all right.
not at all.
So, just a little. Just like I'm a little confused. Could you just like I'm not really getting it.
Okay, so well, the goal of the game is to find out where the swines were.
By
because
crafting shorts.
well, here's the thing: they have full clothes on. They're wearing clothes fully, and you're like, I want to wear clothes fully.
Oh yeah, right.
So
that makes a lot.
by finding out where they were,
You get
you can find out. Oh, this is where they got their clothes. So that's why you're running around. You're crafting shorts as you're on your journey, trying not to get got, embarrassed. So you're some shorts only last a minute. Some shorts last an hour. Like depends on the items you get.
Gotta
So
get those gold rated shorts.
gotta get them gold shorts. And then finally, spoilers. Okay, I won't give it away completely, but you eventually find out where they get their clothes from.
Okay.
That's like the end game.
It's like the quest for clothes.
Yeah, a lot of grinding in this game. Like you get better crafting
Lot of bones,
slowly.
Panguses.
A lot of panguses. You want to watch out for those. They're everywhere in this game.
Okay. So that's cool. What would you rate it, Ricky?
I think because of the art house edgy nature of the game, you have swines, you have nudity, you have shorts. I cannot stress how important the shorts are to this game.
Okay.
So important.
Okay.
This game got like a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Really great game.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So cool.
How did I get? Did I nail it?
All right, so
Pretty
we're
sure I
gonna-
nailed it.
We're gonna talk about the real information on this game. It's called Tomba 2: The Evil Swine Return. Also, I just want to point out there's an exclamation after Tomba, so it's Tomba 2. And so this was okay. This makes a lot of sense. The developer was Whoopee Camp.
Right, Whoopee Camp. They love shorts over there at Whoopee Camp.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about obviously the director. You have Kunaiki Kakua.
Best friend.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Artist is Hoshiri Onishi.
Well,
so-
Onishi, see, he really came up with the 3D pigs.
Right. That was his thing.
A lot of swine.
So this was also known as Tombi 2 in Europe and Tomba: The Wild Adventures.
Well, I mean,
in
like,
Japan.
localization type things. Tomba becomes Tombi, obviously.
So gameplay. It's a side-scrolling platformer. So
Nailed
not
it.
exactly okay. In which the titular character Tomba, you were right about that. The character moves on predetermined linear paths until he reaches an intersection point where a flashing arrow appears over his head. At that point, Tomba can move in either direction.
And craft shorts.
The arrow points. Some areas in the game enable the player to explore them in a top-down view.
Oh, see? I was talking about those parts.
Allowing him to move around through it. Okay. So the main goal of the game is to complete all 137 objectives, which range from retrieving a fishing hook for a fisherman to helping Santa Claus find his sack.
Well, see, they said those two, but they missed all the shorts in there.
Yeah, so a brief plot overview. A young feral boy named Tomba lives peacefully in his home country until his friend Zippo finds a mysterious letter addressed to Tomba. According to the letter, Tabby, his girlfriend, has disappeared. So, racked with anxiety, Tomba leaps into the sea in search of her. Tomba and Zippo wind up in a fisherman village where they meet an old man named Kanan. From there, they move on to the coal mining town where Tabby's house is, but discover she's unavailable.
So I pretty much nailed it, I would say.
You got nothing right. Except for the fact that his name is Tomba, and
Wait,
some of it is
what's the rating? Let's see if I got that right.
All right, let's check out what people thought of this.
Oh, please. 9.
eBay gave it a 4.9 out of 5.
What?
That's what Google's telling me.
What?
Coolrom.com, 4.9 out of 5. Emu Paradise gave it a 4.6 out of 5.
So I kind of nailed that.
You kind of nailed that, I guess.
I kind of nailed that.
So yeah, Tomby 2.
What year was that?
This is 1999.
Okay.
October 28th.
Yeah, the 90s were a weird time.
Yeah, that's just a bizarre game. So I'd say that was interesting, but let's move into a segment.
This is a dumb podcast.
This is a very stupid podcast. Thank you for listening. This is a time to move on to a segment called Take 4. This is essentially where we cram in all the TV, movies, and other stuff we want to talk about into the podcast. So first up is the Logan trailer. So
There's a drum in this room.
So holy crap, this trailer looks dope.
Dope. Yeah, it looks really cool. The first trailer, I love the tone they were going after.
Mm-hmm.
They had that cover of My Empire Dirt. I forget what that song called. But anyways, it's like modeled after, I think, the Old Man Logan comics, which were pretty cool. It features Hugh Jackman with a sick beard.
For sure.
He's all grayed out. I just love the tone they're going for. It's darker. In this new trailer, they showed a lot of violence, which I think really fits with the attitude of the movie. I don't know. What did you think?
So I thought it was really cool. The second trailer was so cool. It got me super hyped. I actually saw this cool comparison on Twitter. Someone was like, Someone said this is like as close as we'll get to a Last of Us movie, which seems really cool because you can definitely get like the sort of dynamic between him and that girl. I'm stoked for it.
Yeah, it looks really great. Do you know when the release date for that is?
Put me on the spot here.
Googling. Must Google.
Entering passcode.
Type quickly. You're so slow.
Okay. It comes out on March 3rd, 2017. So
what?
I will. What a day!
What? Is it March 3rd yet?
Logan.
Mogan.
And the Switch.
The Nintendo Mitch.
The Nintendo Mitch. You got Mitch and Mogan on March 3rd hanging out.
The thing that Nintendo forgets to tell everybody that each Switch comes with a Mitch. to help explain the console.
Logan is built into the box to help you open it.
He hurts you.
He gets you.
Got claws. Anyways, so...
Okay, yeah, Logan looks fantastic, and watch out for that Mitch in the console.
He'll get you.
He'll get you.
Actually, he's a very nice man.
But he will get you, though.
Don't hurt him.
Please be nice to Mitch.
Please, give him shorts.
Hashtag save Mitch 2017. So, let's talk about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Best show on TV. Well, one of them. Best comedy on TV right now.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this show is ridiculous.
Hilarious.
So they're on season 12.
Now. It's into its third episode?
Third episode, yeah.
I just want to say the first episode of the season, they became African Americans.
Yeah, so
in Philadelphia. That'll give you kind of an idea of the attitude of the show.
Yeah, it's insane. Every year they somehow manage. They have 10 episode seasons. and they somehow managed to just like push the bar a little too far to where it's still hilarious though, and like it's so good. The show's fantastic.
So good. It's so funny.
Danny DeVito just does anything they tell him to.
Yeah.
It's absolutely hilarious.
And the fact that it's on its 12th season, and I think one of them tweeted on Twitter the other day that it's the most watched, like the pilot was the most watched episode on FX.
That's amazing.
Like 12 seasons.
And
go watch it.
It's really great to see like a comedy that's not the most like family friendly show for sure.
It's not by the books.
Yeah,
you know.
They're definitely doing what they want and what they think is funny, and to just see that sort of, especially the pilot started with like $200 is what they said.
Yeah.
And Charlie Day was basically said, they said that because they like, oh, we need to put a number on it, but basically they just used cameras they already had.
Exactly.
So to see something like that indie and that true to what they think is funny be so successful is awesome.
Yeah, like at one point, Rob McElhenney, he plays Mac. He's a creator of the show.
Mm-hmm.
He gained like 60 pounds just because he thought it would be funny.
Yeah.
Like at the start of the season, he's just really fat.
Mm-hmm.
And like so he gains 60 pounds and then he loses it all by the end of the season.
Yeah, it's great because he was talking in an interview. I don't know what with that accent. Talking in an interview, talking about it, and he's like, "Hey, yo, I'm gonna get fat." But yeah, he was basically saying people always end up looking better over the years of a show. They start looking nicer, and more fit or whatever. And he just thought it'd be funny, just if you got really fat.
Like I'm just gonna get really fat. Like he carries around a garbage bag full of chimichangas.
Yeah.
Just please watch it.
Yeah, in the second season, they get addicted to crack. It's fantastic.
Frank makes a rum ham. Just watch the show.
Watch the
rum
show.
ham.
Rum ham. So yeah, it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So, Ricky, let's talk about some games we're excited for.
Yeah, like always, we have one that's kind of in the horizon, like far away. It's kind of in the Zero Dawn.
In the Zero Dawn, and then one that's in the.
By the way,
Dawn.
what does that mean? I can't wait to play that game.
So Horizon is the Horizon.
All right, so so the game that's coming up real soon is Ghost Recon Wildlands. This is looks like a really dynamic game. It's a huge open world. It kind of looks like The Division 2.0 a little bit. Like it has sort of that third-person cover-based, I think, shooter.
Yeah.
It's like the idea is that you're a 4-player team, ideally, and you're basically going against a drug cartel.
Uh-huh.
And I think it looks like it has sort of the Nemesis system feeling from Shadow of Mordor. If you're not familiar, that was a system where it was like procedurally generated enemies, and once you defeated one, that would shift the balance of power
and
within.
They had like rankings and stuff.
Exactly. So it's super dynamic enemy system, really cool. I'm surprised no one's done anything with that, and it looks like Wildlands is going to do that. Really hyped. My gaming squad, we are so into The Division. We actually just got it again for PS4.
Oh, awesome!
It's not good for my life, but yeah, looks really awesome.
Sweet. So another game we're looking for is Super Mario Odyssey. Watch him jump around and
jumping, making all plays happen.
Making all plays happen. Wait, holy crap! Wait, what is that town called again?
New Donk City.
New Donk City.
New Donk City.
He's gonna dunk around and get him and jump and hop.
Jump and hop.
So is this like the same like premise? Is he just trying to save the princess again?
Yeah. So we don't really know. They only showed us that one trailer at the press conference. Mm-hmm. So there was an interview though with Miyamoto-san, and he was talking about how they're trying to capture the feeling of Super Mario 64 or like Super Mario Sunshine, where it's kind of like people are calling it the butt cam. Like you're able to see all angles of Mario. Like it's a 3D open world. People are speculating that the New Donk City is going to be like your hub world, where you can hop around to all the different like lands. You played Super Mario 64?
No, was it good?
I mean, we used to play it as kids, like a long time ago. But essentially, you had this hub world, and you jumped into paintings that took you to a new, like the green world or the ice world or whatever.
Okay, that's awesome.
So you're gonna get a lot of variety. It's a 3D Mario game, which is super exciting. Yeah. That's the next meaty Switch like game that everybody's really looking forward to.
For sure. Man,
Too
I just
bad
wish
it's
it was
holiday.
sooner. I know.
All right, I want it.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Just like Waiting for March 3rd.
March freaking 3rd. Maybe we'll just release this on March 3rd.
Yeah, let's do it, and then we'll put Mitch in the podcast.
Oh, I don't want Mitch.
Little Mitch.
He scares me.
Yeah, but he's necessary.
Mitchell.
So,
I don't know.
That about does it for today. Thanks for listening, everyone. I'm Johnny, which is at Johnny Bosworth on Twitter, spelled JohnnyBosworth.
I'm Ricky, which is Ricky Rackham on Twitter, spelled like it is.
Yep, like it is. I just want to say thank you.
Twitter.
Go to our Twitters, tweet us, it'll be great. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and switch over to Twitter.
Yeah,
and,
also, our podcast has a Twitter at Rest Mode Podcast. We have a Facebook, facebook.com/restmodepodcast. We're on iTunes, YouTube, and SoundCloud. So check us out wherever you haven't checked us out already if you want. Also, if you feel so inclined, leave us a review on iTunes. Let us know what you think in the comments of the video. We really want your guys' feedback.
Subscribe and everything.
Yeah, just... you thought you were going to say something else there. This is a snap-heavy episode. So yeah, just let us know what you think. If you like the podcast, go ahead and share it with your friends. It means a ton to us. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for listening. And we'll talk to you later. You might as well go and switch to whatever else you're going to do today. We'll just have this lead to the outro.